Okay, guys, huge AMA that happened earlier this week, about 3 days ago. Forex went into the drip chat, talked about updates, all kinds of fun things, released the white paper for drip, drop, draw. Let's go over that. But in my opinion, at the end of this video, let's talk about the most underrated thing that's coming. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, guys, welcome back to the crypto wave. So I want to talk about two things here. One is obviously if anybody who's following Drip or if you're not and you're new to Drip, we'll go over that real brief. But there was a release and an AMA that happened in this Drip chat, and one of the big things they talked about were the updates that were coming. In fact, let's look up recap real quick because I think there was somebody who did a really good. Yeah, here it is right here. So there's a recap in the chat, talks about all the different things that were talked about on the AMA. Most importantly, and the one that a lot of people were looking for, was the drip, drop, draw white paper that's coming out. Now, there's going to be plenty of videos, and if you guys have been following along at all, I've actually already done a breakdown. A lot of this white paper is looking very nice, but it is, in essence, it is revamping what Bartertown has talked about on his videos, as well as some other people, including myself, who went over some of the values of what we knew at that time. But in my opinion, there was one area in this entire thing that was huge. Actually, two areas that were very huge. The first being right here, page one, this big box right here. Super important. I'll tell you why in just a moment. But I'd like to go to the last one that I think is very important before we start. And that was the conclusion. This is a very well written conclusion, in my opinion. It talks about DDD and what it's hoping to do. But more importantly, it's talking about, drip, what it represents, drip as a community, and kind of drip and what it means to the decentralized system. I really like this conclusion. Most definitely here, decentralized finance represents the future of finance, and we invite you to join us in making drip great again. And it will be, in my opinion. So good read. I'm not going to go through page by page. I remember I used to watch people do white papers. There's other videos that can do that. I just want to more give my opinion as to what I think it's going to look like and what we're looking like and what am I looking forward to with drip, drop, draw, and what do I think is going to happen with it. So anybody new, let's do a quick little 2-minute summary. Anybody new to the channel, if you're not part of Drip, the purpose of Drip is it is decentralized. It's a decentralized system that you can actually purchase the local token on this website, drip.community. I'll put a link below if you want to utilize it. You go over here to swap. You can buy and sell drip. You buy it with BNB, you sell it, you get BNB back. There is a 10% tax on all sales. However, if you come in here on the Binance network, you buy drip. Once you have your drip, one of the best things you can do with that drip is come over here to the faucet tab, deposit it in here. Once you deposit it, you get your deposit mark right here, and that's where the magic starts. You're going to get 1% a day of your total deposit for the next 365 days. In essence, for anybody doing quick math, that is a 365% interest on that. Now, it is coming in the form of drip. So you are going to put in, say, for instance, 100 drip. You are going to get 1% a day, which would be 1 drip a day for 365 days. And when you get that 1 drip a day, it comes in the form of drip. Correct. So you do want to pay attention and know what the price of drip is. At the moment, approximately 52 cents. All-time high was about 200, something like that. All-time low was way back in the way. I think it was like 8 cents or something like that. It's had some pretty steady ground in the 40 to 50 cent range. But that, in essence, is your kind of 2-minute summary. So what in the world is drip, drop, draw going to do to this? So drip, drop, draw, and again, I won't go page by page because I've done videos in the past about that. It is going to be a jackpot kind of lottery system that's going to encourage quite a few things to try to help the drip ecosystem as well as the price of drip kind of twofold. There are prizes. The more you deposit into this faucet, there's going to be a new link. So when you deposit into this faucet, you do get taxed 10% on deposits. The way they're going to do it is they're actually going to have a different interface that you can deposit through their interface, which has a little bit more tax applied to it, but it also ends up getting you some raffle tickets, and those raffle tickets make it possible to get some prizes. 7 prizes in all. First prize, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 7, yeah, sorry, that last one says rollover. So 7 prizes. First prize, first runner-up, second runner-up, third runner-up, fourth runner-up. I believe those are all just going to be randomized selections of a particular raffle ticket when it's done. Then you have biggest depositor price, biggest sacrifice. Those give you bonuses, get you extra tickets and that kind of thing. But the big thing, in my opinion, is what the heck is this going to do? Now, it's kind of tricky, and I use this. I'm going to use this analogy because I used to live and work in Vegas. Drip is a juggernaut. It is a huge, huge community. As you get into communities, the more people who do it, the better off we're going to be. The question for you is going to be how many are going to play it and how many are not and how many are in the middle. So when I used to live in Vegas, people used to come to Vegas, and there are some that are just huge on gambling, and they are going to play, and they have a bankroll, and they're win, lose, or draw. They're going for it, and you're going to have those in the Drip community. Then you're going to have those that came to Vegas, and they were there for the shows and for the meals, and they don't gamble at all, and you're really not going to change their minds. They're going to be on that side of the fence, which is fine. You're going to get everything in between. Your goal is to get those guys, those whales that love using that expendable money, playing into these games for higher prizes and get that endorphin rush, but also get those middle ground players that go to Vegas and, they're probably not going to be playing enough for comps, but they are going to play enough in the hopes that they hit that jackpot. And those are the ones that are on the edge that is going to be predicated on what is that jackpot. So each one of these, as the jackpot rises, 10% rolls over to the next jackpot prize. So I think, to sum it up, what I think is going to happen is you're going to have the hype in the beginning. There is going to be massive amount of people playing, including myself, even those that are on the fence, just for the heck of it. It's something new, and the Drip network and the Drip team have just been begging for something new lately. And so there's going to be a big hype, and you're going to start seeing all kinds of play, and you're going to see it spike, and the price is going to go up, and all this kind of fun stuff. And then as the prices are being paid out, there is going to be that bit of people who kind of back out and just kind of watch on the sideline while the hardcores keep going at it. And that's where you're going to see it level off. And it's going to swing up and down, and you're going to have ebbs and flows, but it's going to get its footing, and it's going to maintain. You'll have some promotions. I'm sure Bartertown, he's one of the big YouTubers for the Drip Network, is going to have some promotions that he can do, and there's probably going to be some challenges, drip, drop, draw challenges and that kind of stuff to kind of re-hype it. But the big question is how much of those jackpots going to be and how much is going to be rolling over to increase it each time. Now, there's going to be 6 per day, so there's going to be peaks and flows throughout the day. But the overall trend is you're going to need that jackpot going up. As that jackpot goes up, even with the payouts, that's where you get those people on the fence that are hemming and hawing whether they want to do it. That's when they're going to decide, okay, that it hit the mark that I think it's worth getting in and playing. Now, we'll see how it plays out. All these tokenomics are amazing. It talks about how much goes in and how much gets converted and how much goes to each player. And in all these wonderful, wonderful scenarios. And these are all very, very realistic, but you got to see it in real time. Obviously, going through the scenarios, and you guys can go through this on your own time, the tokenomics are very well done. The percentages of jackpots, coupled with the percentages of rollover and those kinds of things, I feel like it is a sustainable model. We will see how it plays out. It is predicated on players, though. And then last but not least, going back up here is how is it going to benefit Drip as a whole? Because there are going to be those players who don't play, and they just want their deposits going up. They want to hydrate, aka compound as much as they can. And they want to see, and everybody watches it, this number right here. How much is it per drip? How is it going to affect this number? Because when this number gets affected, that's when this number that you're getting paid out, that 1% a day, becomes so much more important to those players. So how in the world is going to do it? And that's what brings me to my original statement, which is this box right here. I think this sums it up, and I think this is what I like the best about this white paper. All the tokenomics aside, amazing. They've done a really good job in balancing things out. However, what you need is, it's simply going to be based on participation regularly, 100%. We just went over that. Increased drip locked in the faucet, absolutely. So there is going to be a percentage of everybody who goes through. If you go through the drip, drop, draw, we'll just call it triple D. If you go through the triple D side of things, it is designed to increase drip locked into the faucet, not only with the deposits but also with the payouts. If you win a prize, it is going to airdrop specifically to your wallet into this deposits for you. So keep that in mind, actually, because if you're going in with your wallet and you're hoping for a jackpot, you need to take in consideration that you may get a jackpot. And if it goes over the max deposit, then you're not doing yourself any favors by hitting that jackpot if by chance you get it. So what does that actually mean? It's actually going to show you an increase on here too. So this is the amount of users currently with Drip Network. You're going to see this user number jump up pretty significantly as this continues, because people are going to want to use new wallets that are too close for max payout, especially if those jackpot prizes immediately put you to max payout or pretty dang close to it. So you're going to see user counts going up. It may not necessarily be users, but it's definitely going to be wallet count going up. Next thing, reduce or stop inflation of minting. Absolutely. So the more you can get locked up, the more that you can get burned, the more that you can get sacrificed through this system. And there are incentives to sacrifice drip, which in essence is getting raffle tickets but getting nothing in return other than the chance to win. You do get bonuses for that. But it is to reduce, stop inflation and minting. So what the heck does that mean? If you can stop inflation and stop the minting while simultaneously increasing the amount of drip locked in the faucet, what in the world does that do? Right here, deflate circulating supply. So if you have decreased circulating supply, reduced inflation of the token, plus demand due to drip as a whole, which is an epic ecosystem, on top of the demand to play triple D, then that alone is what's going to start impacting this. And when you start impacting this, you're not only going to get people who are hesitant to play drip, drop, draw, but you're also going to get those who are hesitant to even joining drip. That's also going to revamp all of these people, including myself. Unfortunately, I don't have, if you look at my, wherever the heck it is, my downline or whatever you want to call it, it says I have 4 team. Thank you for whoever did it, but I know for a fact 2 of them are me. But anybody else, I do appreciate it. I would love if you guys get a chance to use my link if you get into these, especially if you're going to get into drip, drop, draw when the referrals are released. I would love for you guys to use my link. I am trying to build my deposits to that max payout. I am trying to build my channel. And also just, talk about solid, stable platforms that I'm comfortable putting my money into, my hard-earned money, enough that I feel comfortable sharing it with you guys, so that if you have at least one more step of comfortability if you're going into these types of things. So that's the big one. Now they do have another goal here: increase reservoir liquidity. That directs towards the price and stability of the price by affecting the liquidity of the drip network in whole. But that's coming phase 2. It says right down here, reservoir side following quickly after totally different tokenomics and fundamentals, and that will be in the second phase. And then, of course, increase your own drip deposits. What they mean by that, if you go through triple D and you're going for those prizes, as opposed to going through the traditional route of just depositing over here with the 10% tax, you are increasing your deposits, and whatever you get paid go directly into your faucet. So it's going to be, it's not like if you win a jackpot of 10,000 drip that you have 10,000 drip in your wallet. No, it's going 10,000 drip into your deposit here for the 1% a day. So keep that in mind. All right. With that being said, that is, you can go over this stuff kind of yourself. There's a link in the Telegram itself for it. But I'd like to, to make sure this video doesn't run too long, let me tell you what I feel is the most kind of underrated aspect of what the new stuff that's coming out. Drip, drop, draw, triple D, love it. I think it's going to be epic, and I think it is going to be huge for drip. Just simply from the hype behind it and the drive that people want to have a new utilization of their token. But for me, I'm always looking long term. Triple D can go long term, but what I see is even longer term and adding to the stability is what Forex keeps mentioning kind of in passing, and he's talked about quite a few times, is the fiat on-ramp. Fiat on-ramp, in my opinion, is going to be a pretty significant game changer. through decentralized finance. There's a large community in crypto that likes to have the decentralized platform, and Animal Farm and Drip that are created by Forex are part of the same ecosystem in a way. Hone in on that decentralized system. They want everything to be decentralized, so you're not dealing with a centralized exchange, and then you run into problems like FTX or Binance or all these things that the banks and those kinds of things. So myself included, there are quite a few people that would love to be able to get from fiat into crypto through a non-KYC on-ramp. Non-KYC meaning you don't need to reveal your private details and to do so. And at the moment, there's plenty of on-ramps. You can go through Binance and Coinbase and those kinds of things. But you got to create, and you have to submit ID, and there's various ways of kind of identifying who you are as proper before you're allowed to do that. So if he is truly going to be able to create this fiat on-ramp through the Drip network as well as through the Animal Farm network, in my opinion, that is going to be a game changer. Twofold. First, people like myself who are already in these ecosystems being able to use a gift card, which he said in his words, or debit, to purchase crypto through these sites without KYC is going to be huge. And it doesn't matter to me that if I have to come through Drip and I have to buy Drip through that, and then me or whoever, let's say somebody who's never been in crypto doesn't want to do KYC, they have to come through Drip, so they have to buy Drip in order to do it, and they immediately sell that Drip and push it over to, BNB and run to go chase whatever FOMO they're chasing. I'm fine with that. I think the fiat on-ramp is going to be underappreciated initially. I think the diehard people like myself that are on here are probably going to use it fairly regularly. But I think as people are looking for that way to get into crypto, then us in the community can point them this way. And if it is as easy as Forex is saying, without KYC, and it gets you into the crypto space, directly into the Binance chain, which is where these things are. The power of it, I think, is going to be really, really big. And again, it's also going to get extra eyes on Animal Farm and the Drip network itself. So maybe they first come through a couple of times, they buy some Drip through the fiat on-ramp, they sell it for BNB, and they leave, and they don't come back and look. They're just chasing something. Maybe they get burned. Maybe they're like, well, that was horrible. What a waste of time. But what was up with that Drip thing? Everybody really liked that community. They come back, and maybe the next time, they buy it, they get some Drip, and they don't run away with it, and they deposit it, and they start playing on the system, they start learning the system. So that's kind of the end of the video. I personally think one of the most underrated things, which is hopefully going to be coming in the next week or two, I think if he said in the AMA, it's going to be coming pretty soon, is that fiat on-ramp. I, for one, cannot wait for that. I think it's going to be huge. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I try to keep it short. I rambled on a bit. I do appreciate you watching to the end. Please like and subscribe. Share this video around. I'm trying to build my YouTube. I'm trying to give as much honest and truthful information and my honest, truthful opinion on things as I come across them to try and be solid. I'm trying to build my own bags while helping you build yours. So any like and subscribe, any clicks on referral links that I may have is always appreciative. Obviously not mandatory. Have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in.